It's recording. All right.
Welcome to our podcast.
I'm Carl.
I'm Kylie.
This week we're going to be talking about
If you're a grad,
Our memories like black out.
Pacifical,
Palm trees.
Saturday.
And none of it logistically makes sense.
Killers that have been unsolved.
Are you reaching the Earth's core?
Okay, cue the intro.
Art.
Hello, friends. Boop, boop, boop,
Hello,
boop.
welcome back to season 3, episode, I want to say 8.
Let me check.
I think it's,
It is 8.
I'm pretty sure
Do, do, do.
I knew it. And it's been, hold on, it's already been like a year, which is like, or 1 year was like a month ago, which is
That's
kind of crazy
true.
because it doesn't feel like a year, but hold on.
We didn't even celebrate it. Now that I think about it.
What?
We didn't celebrate it. Our 1 year.
No, we did not. Our 1 year was October 27th, 2020.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're almost at 400 total listens. So, thank you guys. It's good to know. I know. It feels good to know that someone is listening. Because we put a lot of
Exactly.
effort.
Whoever you are. We stopped doing our TikToks though.
Yeah. Also, who is listening on Alexa? Because we keep seeing the stats, and I'm like Spotify. It goes so it shows you a percentage, right? It says from your most top to your least popular platforms. It's literally Spotify, then Amazon Alexa. Who is watching on Alexa?
Oh my god.
It's so funny to me,
Don't
but
know. I don't own it. We don't own an Alexa. We own a Google.
same. Google sponsor us.
I have a story. I was talking about how I had a bunch of ideas for the podcast,
Uh-huh.
and one of them was cousins, like family.
We talked about this the other day.
And did we?
Okay, just say it. Let's hear it.
Okay. So I'm so flabbergasted by how many people I'm actually related to, you know?
Mhm.
I'm looking back, my dad's cousin, I'm related to him. And my dad's cousin's children, I'm related to them, you know?
What do you call them?
That's so many people I'm related to. Are
Yeah.
you with me?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, what do you even call them? The people who you're, not, beyond
That's the
second
thing, I
cousin?
don't know.
Beyond second cousin, I have, no idea. Because, I guess second cousin is, your parents' cousins'
Parents' cousins.
children?
No, it's your parents' cousins.
Wait, that's your second cousin.
Yeah.
I thought your second cousin was, your parents' cousins' children.
I thought it was too. Oh, and I was thinking, what if some of my dad's cousin's children are the same age as me and have the same humor as me, but I've just never met them. I have such a big family tree. This is crazy, man.
Oh, one day, imagine if you go to school and you're talking to someone, you realize you're related to them.
No, literally. That's my biggest fear. Accidentally dating someone who I'm a lost long relative of them.
Oh, that's weird. You know what's even weirder? To think that everyone's related, to some extent. Because at some point in time, right? Everyone had to be related. Everyone's
Yeah.
right.
Everyone is related in a way. Okay, wait, I'm looking it up. Okay. So, our cousin, which we know, is our parents' siblings' child.
Oh my god, wait, do you have the family tree up?
Yeah, I have the family.
Oh.
Can we share?
Yeah. Wait, no, I can just Google it.
I'll send you a link.
Okay. Send me a link.
Put in chat. And then my second cousin
Mm-hmm.
is basically our parents.
Okay, let me put it up on the thing.
Oh, our second cousin is our parents' cousin's children. It's our parents' cousin's children.
What? That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, wait, I'm putting it up on...
Oh, look at the photo.
Okay.
So your parents who have cousins, and those cousins who have children,
So you have your grandparents, right? Okay, great grandparents, and then you. So that means okay. So you have you, your sibling, your cousin. That makes sense. Uncle or aunt. But your grandparents' sibling.
Slash
Okay, so your parents' cousin is your
child.
is your second cousin, and then
Yeah.
your grandparents' cousin is now children's children is your third cousin.
Yeah, children. Oh,
There we go. We solved it. Ladies and gentlemen,
I know.
mystery solved. Carl and Kylie.
Hold on. I know Justin Bieber and Ryan Gosling are related. They're actually 11th distance cousins. What?
That's wild.
Justin Bieber, Ryan Gosling, and Avril Lavigne.
Mhm.
They're literally 11th and 12th distance cousins. How do people know this?
Okay, my question.
Can you believe it? I also have a 12th. I have a 12th and 11th distance cousin. I don't know who they are. And what if they're super famous?
Wow. Well, okay. Here's the thing. How many cousins long does it have to be before you're like, okay, I'm no longer related to this person?
Exactly.
Like, how do you draw the line? Because obviously everyone's related in some way. Like, if you really want to go, millions of cousins down. But, when do you say, okay, we're no longer cousins, you can date?
Oh. Well, let's see. Queen Elizabeth.
I feel like I wouldn't want to know.
Queen Elizabeth and her spouse, Prince Philip.
Mm-hmm.
He married his cousin. He married Queen Elizabeth, who are related. They're cousins. They're distant cousins. They are third cousins. It's kind of...
Oh, that's actually really close.
Yeah. Ugh.
I can't imagine, a dynamic where you're I don't know. I know this is...
You're probably gonna marry... So, Kylie, you're probably gonna marry, your 103rd cousin.
I wonder what the average is. What's, the average number of cousin do people, marry? You know what I mean? That's weird data to collect, but that's something I'm interested in.
Maybe when you start dating, I should ask people to take a DNA.
You're spit into this tube for me. Thanks.
No, literally. Dude, this is, crazy. Anyways, yeah, that's my take on cousins and how I don't know they exist. They probably don't know I exist, but we're related. So here we are.
That's really cool though.
And it keeps expanding.
Right. It literally goes to 1 million.
It keeps expanding. My dad's cousin's children.
Right.
Who children are also still related to me.
Wait, that means we're probably cousins.
It just keeps expanding forever.
We're probably cousins in some million extent of
Yeah.
I'm gonna start telling people we're cousins.
Honestly.
I'm gonna be yeah, me and Carl cousins, and then people are what? That's crazy. Your last names are different, and I'll be yeah, millionth cousin.
Oh, okay, but Ryan Gosling, Justin Bieber, and Avril Lavigne, they all have different last names, but they're 11th and 12th cousins. So
But your parents, where are your parents from?
My mom and dad are from Malaysia.
Oh, okay.
My mom's family. My mom doesn't. I don't think my mom. My mom's told me, but I kind of forgot. But I know my dad. My dad's from China.
Oh, okay.
He's in this province in China.
Because my grandpa was from China. Then they moved to Cambodia. And then my dad's parents have lived in Vietnam. But they're also from China. So.
Yeah, you see, our great.
Yeah, maybe they're siblings,
could
dude.
Could have been hitting up each other and playing Minecraft.
Can we clickbait the video? Carl and Kylie share the same grandparents.
Probably, honestly, yeah. We might maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
That's pretty cool,
But
though.
that was
That's some deep thoughts.
But yeah, I think I have another podcast idea.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I have another
attention
podcast,
span.
and I was like, girl, you have another podcast with who? With who? So as you guys know, I've been learning to drive. Also, I think Carl's audio cut out.
Wait, no. You forgot to tell them about your airport story.
No, we have talked
airport
about
story.
this. No?
Have we? No, we haven't. Have we?
I don't think so. Okay.
I don't. Wait. This was. Haha. But it makes for a good. I didn't edit the last podcast.
I don't think I talked about it because I would have remembered. Okay, we'll talk about it. Your audio cut out for a second, so I was just talking by myself. But.
Oh.
So yeah. So I recently had to travel to Toronto because I had to visit family. We had like a little family emergency. So we're going to Toronto. And because we're during COVID times, right? Like, we live in California, so it's going to be international travel, even though it's like very close, right? So
Yeah.
we're like, okay, we have to get our COVID test. And the COVID test has to be done 3 days prior to the flight. And so we're like, okay, cool. And we do our COVID test on Monday. Our flight is on Friday. No, our flight is on Thursday. It's like exactly 3 days later because the COVID test we have to take because it's like far travel. You have to like take like not like a specialized COVID test, but it's like more thorough. So we have to take our very like thorough COVID test, which takes 2 to 3 days to get your results back on. So we're like, okay, cool. We're just gonna take the test and then we'll go on the flight. We already know we're COVID negative because we've been quarantining and there's just like nothing that would like make us think that we had COVID. So we're like fairly positive. That's a really bad joke.
Did you get that? We're fairly positive. You get COVID.
No, that'd be really not good. No, but we don't have COVID. We get our results back. We're like, cool, no COVID. We go to the airport and we're checking in and stuff, and they're like, yeah, so can we see your COVID results? We're like, cool, yeah. We pull out the COVID test results, and the lady is like, no, you can't board the plane. And my mom's like, why? And they were like, because your COVID tests, you have 72 hours to complete your COVID test, exactly 3 days. My parents had completed theirs earlier in the morning, and so they were 73 hours, like, prior. And so they said, like, no, you can't come on this plane. Like, you could have COVID. And my parents were like, what do you mean? It's literally 1 hour difference. Like, 72 hours, 73 hours, it does not matter. And they were like, nope, you can't go. So then my parents have to literally run across the airport, go out of the airport, get a rapid COVID test so they can get on the plane with me and my brother, because me and my brother were like 70 hours, like, so we were fine. So my parents run across the airport, go out, get their COVID test, and get it like rapid test. Keep in mind, because it's at the airport, and you know the airport is so expensive,
Yeah.
it's like $500 for the both of them to get their test, like $250 each. Absolutely like insane.
Wait, my question is, why couldn't you just take the speed one, like, as your COVID test? Like, that was just so quick. Do you have to pay more for that one?
No, so that one's actually less expensive, but the reason why is because Canada has really strict travel rules, and so we weren't sure which test we needed to take, and so we just took like the most like extensive one so that we knew like for sure we could get on the flight. The problem is it like just takes longer to process.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
but then they were like, okay, fine, because your like COVID test or whatever are like super close. It's literally 1 hour off. You can just go get the rapid one. So my parents go get the rapid one, and the plane is like late by 30 minutes because there's a lot of people, right? And so my parents like are literally sprinting through the airport. I see my dad like running, and he's like holding my mom's purse, like literally swinging it. And my mom is like running behind, like she's so cute. She's like running like a little chipmunk, and it's just so.
Oh.
She's so cute, and my dad's just like booking it, and me and my brother are standing there like, okay, you guys are embarrassing right now, but it was fine. We got on the plane, whatever. So yeah, we got on the plane. And then when we got to Toronto, we got pulled over because my brother got like randomly selected for another COVID test because they do like random selections.
What the heck? That's so weird.
Yeah, like, so they count like every like, I don't know how many 100 people, and they're like, okay, that one gets like a COVID test selection. And so my brother had to go take another one. We know we're negative because at this point he's taken the test like twice already. So we know for sure my brother's negative, and so he takes a test or whatever. We go. My parents were really grumpy at this point because obviously there's a lot of delays and the whole like fiasco, right? So they're really upset, and specifically my dad. I know you talk about this with your parents. Like when my dad is like in a rush, he's so rude. Like he just like he
Oh yeah,
he's literally
yeah.
pushing
Yeah,
people out of the
They
way.
don't care. They literally don't care about their behavior.
And I'm like, you're gonna be an internet Karen. Like this is embarrassing. Like
That's literally my biggest fear. We always talk about our biggest fear is our parents being filmed called Karens, like in their worst moments. But I swear, like they're not that.
we're
bad.
literally walking behind him
Like,
as he's like shoving a lady out of the way, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like I'm so sorry. Like
no, it's
why you
so
gotta be like this,
embarrassing.
right? And so we get to the Airbnb we're staying at. You think it can't get any worse. I'm like, "Oh, finally, we're here. We have to go down to the parking lot. But the problem is the parking lot is so confusing and so tight that, like, it took us an hour to figure out where we were supposed to park. And so I was like, okay, great. This took us an hour. It was this whole thing. I was about to be in tears. I was so upset with my parents because they were being such Karens. And then finally make it up to the penthouse or whatever that we were renting. And we had family, right? So because we were there for such a short time period, it was like 3 days, we were trying to visit all the family we could. And so our family's like, oh my god, like we'll bring you dinner. And so they're like super sweet. I love them so much. They're like, we'll bring you dinner.
That's
and
nice.
so, because like all the fiasco stuff. And then they were like, okay, so they came like to the place we were staying, right? The place. Yeah, and so they get there, but because it took us so long to park, they were there at the same time we got to the room, and so no one had time to like shower or anything because they were there. And so we were like in our
Yeah.
dirty airport clothes, like eating dinner with them. I felt so bad.
Eating.
My hair was like literally in a bun, so greasy.
And it's like not like like comfortable because I always like to like shower.
Yeah, that's the first thing I do.
Well, I like to eat. Actually, I like to eat then shower because I like to like brush my teeth as well.
Oh, okay.
Just to like get everything clean.
But yeah, we thought we
So,
had enough
I guess it
time
just depends.
to like shower, but because like the whole thing in the parking garage, we couldn't, and so
Yeah.
it was just really like yucky. They were super sweet though. Then flight back got worse, bro.
This is my favorite part.
So what happened was the night before we had gotten pizza, and so I guess me and my brother had eaten the pizza, and I guess we didn't like microwave it well enough because it was like leftovers from the previous night, and so
no.
we didn't. I guess okay, but it's like already cooked, so hypothetically it shouldn't like impact you in any way. But for some reason, this pizza was just dumb, and like it gave us food poisoning.
Did you just call the pizza dumb?
Okay.
Girl.
Have you had food poisoning?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how it like
Terrible
takes
example.
like at least like 8 hours to like kick in before it like fully hits.
Yeah, usually like at nighttime.
Yeah.
It does.
So it takes like time to like actually fully hit you. Like your stomach will start to hurt a little bit leading up to it, but then like maybe 8 hours later you'll like feel the pain. And so
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
I had gotten my period the night before. So I was like, okay, cool. I guess I just have cramps. Because I was like still in the stages of like, oh, like it's not like that bad. So I was like, okay, it's probably period cramps. And so I go to bed, whatever. We have to get up really early to go to the airport. And we go to the airport, right? And I'm like, we're checking in, doing the boarding tickets and stuff. And I just like, my stomach hurts so badly. And I try not to take too much medication in terms of like Advil, Tylenol and stuff because I just don't want to put that stuff in my body if I don't have to. Because like if you take it a lot,
Yeah, my mom says the same thing like you said.
well, just because like if you take it a lot, it like decreases your like the effectiveness of it because your body gets used to it. So I was like, I want to save this for like when I'm really in pain.
Oh,
So then I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, can I have like a Tylenol because my stomach hurts a lot, right? Because I was like, oh, cramps or whatever. And my dad looks at me, he's like, your stomach hurts? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, Kylie, you have food
Tyler.
poisoning. And I was like,
Oh.
what? How do you guys know? Because that's like a really big jump from like my stomach
Wait,
hurts
how did they know?
to
Yeah.
food poisoning. And I was like, and he looks at me, he goes, Kylie, your brother had food poisoning at 3 a.m. last night, and he was throwing up like crazy. And because the pizza you ate.
Wait, I didn't know about that part.
Yeah, so they knew because my brother had it the night before, but no one told me because I was sleeping. And so I just had no idea. And so he's like, you have food poisoning. I'm like, oh no, not this. Because I've had it before. Not good. And especially not at the airport. You don't want to be like moving.
Yeah, it's literally the worst. And then like you're on the airplane and it's like bad for everyone.
So I'm like, oh gosh, this is awful because we're just starting getting through security. So it's not like we're already through and I'm just sitting. Like I have to actively be moving. And so yeah.
Wait, and Kylie has a fear of public bathrooms. Just to keep that in mind.
This will come in handy in a little
ahead.
bit. Yeah, so
This information, yeah.
I start sitting on the ground while my dad's like checking the bags and stuff, and I'm like, my stomach hurts so bad. And I'm not like one to be like, I try not to be dramatic because I'm like, okay, my stomach hurts or whatever, but like I'm not trying to make a big deal. I know my parents are under a lot of stress, like going through the airport. I don't want to be like super dramatic. And so I'm like telling myself, I'm like, okay, you're just gonna have to like, I don't want to say man up, but like you're gonna have to like grow up a bit.
Push through it.
Yeah, put my big girl pants on and just like, push through. But I like sit down on the floor and I start crying and breaking down because I'm like, it hurts so much. Like I cannot do this, right? And I'm sitting on the dusty airport floor. Like that's so nasty when you think about it. Like that's actually so repulsively disgusting. But I did not care. I was in so much pain. And so
she just broke down.
I know, I had a mental breakdown. And then my dad was like, okay, we gotta like we'll start walking to like other thing, like whatever the next step is. And I was like, I run to the chair because I see there's a chair, right, an open chair. I sit down on that chair, and I was like, I cannot move, like I cannot walk, right, like I feel like so nauseous, right? And my dad's like, Kylie, you have to walk. And I was like, it's okay, just like give her like a minute, right, just to sit down. I sit down and I'm like really dizzy at this point, and I see a trash can, and I go and I run to the trash can because I knew I was gonna throw up, and I threw up in the airport trash can, like literally in front of everyone. I throw up in the nasty airport trash can. It's so bad. But like my parents are like, you have to throw up more because I only throw up a little bit. And so they're like, okay, we have to go to the bathroom so you can like make yourself throw up, because it's worse to have food poisoning just like go through your system naturally. Like you have to throw up.
You just gotta get it out of your system now.
Yeah, like there's no like waiting it out. The longer you wait it out, the worse it gets. And so you just have to like literally throw up. And so they take me to the bathroom, and like I'm like really nauseous, but like they take me to the bathroom. I try to throw up, fail the first time. I come out and my parents are like, no, you have to go do it. Like you're gonna be in much more pain if you don't. And so I go, I do it again. I actually throw up this time. Okay, so now you think it's like gonna start cooling down, and it does get better for like a little bit, but then we're like walking to like the security gate, right? Like where you have to, like, they're like checking your bags and stuff, and and I don't know why, but like it came back for a second time. Like I started feeling pain again because I was expecting to feel a lot better after I threw up, but like I wasn't. I felt better for like 10 minutes, but then it started hitting again, right? And I was like, oh god. So I start going through security, and I'm like so drowsy, and I look really sick because if you don't know, food poisoning and COVID have a lot of overlapping symptoms. Like you get cold sweat when you have food poisoning. So I'm like sweating,
right.
and I'm like headache, and I'm like I do not look well in any way, shape, or form. And my parents are like, Kylie, I know you don't have COVID because we took the test literally yesterday and it said you were negative, but like you have to like pull it together. Because they don't care whether you have COVID or not. If you show any symptoms, like, you can't fly.
Yeah. Wait, but then how did you, like, prove it to them? Did you just show them, like, your thing?
Well, no, because they were super busy, right? So they actually didn't see that I was, like, really, really unwell for a little bit. And so my parents were like, every time the security guy would walk by, I have to, like, stand up and, like, smile and, like, look normal, because they were like, we're literally going to get kicked off this flight because you have food poisoning, and like I have to go back to school like the following day, so it's not like an option to stay any longer. Like we have to get on this flight.
No, yeah.
And so we're going through security and stuff, and at some point, like, I get so dizzy to the point where, like, I cannot stay on my knees, so, like, feel super weak. Because normally when you have food poisoning, you, like, lay down, take a nap and stuff. Like, no, I literally had to stand, and my knees were so weak that I was, like, sitting on, like, my dad's suitcase. And
Oh my god.
he was, like, pushing me around on the suitcase like it was a little trolley. Because, because that's, like, it was easier than, like, me standing up and, like, thinking, because I thought I was gonna faint. I really did think I was gonna faint. And I remember I was, like, counting the threads on his sweatshirt to, like, keep my mind busy so that I wouldn't faint.
Oh my god.
And it was so dramatic. And I remember I was sitting there, I was like, oh my god, am I gonna get stuck in Canada? Like, this is awful.
I would cry.
I was like, I literally
actually
cannot take my
cry.
econ test, because I had an econ test and an AP environmentalist test, like, the following day. So I was like, I literally cannot, like, miss these. Like, I can't make both of them up. So I'm like freaking. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, trying to push through it. We eventually get through security, but because in Canada, when you go from U.S. to Canada, you don't have to do customs. But when you go to Canada to U.S., you have to do the customs, which is, like, just an extra step. But, like, normally it isn't a big, like, annoying thing. But because I had food poisoning, it took up, like, 20 more minutes, which is, like, a lot of pain for me.
Yeah.
So we go do that. We finish up finally doing the security stuff. We get to our gate, and then, like, 20 minutes later, where we board the airport. Not the airport. We board the airplane, and I, like, not crash on the seat, but, like, I sit down on the seat. I asked the flight attendant for water. She brought me water, like, right away. I drank water, and then I passed out. Like, I don't remember what happened after that.
Oh no.
Don't remember the plane taking off. None of it. I woke up in San Francisco.
And you're like, all right.
Time to go take my econ test. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's horrible, dude. Food poisoning is like it's probably like one of the things I don't want to like one of the worst things to experience, just cause like it's internally hurting.
It's one of those
Like, I
things
just
that you
don't know how
forget
to explain
exist,
it.
and then when you're feeling it, you're like, oh, this.
Exactly. You don't want like it's so bad. But that's basically her horrible. Is it like your worst?
That's definitely the worst flight experience I've ever had.
I see.
What did you do?
Wait, what'd you say?
Never mind, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna like transition and talk about our field trip. Which is like a horrible transition.
Yeah, guys,
You having
so.
a bad airplane experience. So what was like your latest field trip memory?
Wow, that was a plot
You-
twist.
Mine would be probably in 7th grade when I went to the zoo with my whole school. And our school's really small. And it was with the whole middle school and high school. That's like how small we were to be able to go to a whole zoo.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Was it fun?
What's your like latest?
Was it
What?
fun?
Yeah, it was really
Oh,
fun.
okay.
We saw giraffes. They're super tall.
That's good. My last field trip was in 5th grade.
Holy cow.
Yeah, we didn't have field trips in middle school.
Wait, I heard ape students get to go to Yosemite.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
if that's just
excited.
I know you have this teacher, but I know the other teacher does it because I had her for bio.
Oh.
Do you guys get to go?
I don't know. I have to ask, but I'm really excited.
Okay.
Yeah, I've talked to my apes group a little bit about that, and they were like, it's really cool. But yeah, I think, yeah, I don't remember the last field trip I went on. We didn't have them in middle school, which is really sad. Oh, I guess 8th grade when we went to, what's it called? Great America. But that was more like a graduation thing. It wasn't a field trip.
Great America, what?
Yeah, it's like amusement park.
I see. Oh wait, no, wait, yeah, I've heard of Great America.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about now. What else? I'm trying to like remember.
Oh, did you do anything for Thanksgiving, Black Friday? Oh, I think we talked about this. Did we? I forgot.
We did not, but no, I didn't do anything. I just sat at home. I just hung out with family.
Okay.
That's basically it. That's like, yeah.
What have I? Oh, you got a new mouse for Minecraft.
I did. It's I'm still using it, but it feels weird.
What do you mean?
Weird. Like, it feels a little smaller than my brother's mouse, but I don't think I mind because it's not that big of a difference. But my hand, maybe I'm just not used to it, but my hand sits nicer on his mouse than this one.
I like the mouses that are a bit
But-
taller because I feel like it fits my hand shape better.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you know, more
But you
circular.
have a super small. But don't
Mine's
you have, like,
thin.
A super small mouse?
I should. It's not like a gaming mouse. It's more like a productivity mouse.
True. But yeah, that's pretty much. That's like, yeah, that's all we did for the past 2 weeks.
Yep. All right.
So it wasn't really. It was just, yeah, it wasn't much. But that's it.
All right.
Why is it like so sad? Like the ending is so.
That
sad.
went from like
You had a
crazy.
story about your friend.
Oh, okay. So there's these. So I have a friend whose name is Michelle, and we have this other kid in our class named Michael, and so their names sound kind of similar, and so every time someone says hi to Michelle, Michael always thinks that they're talking to him because with the mask and stuff, it just makes it like really difficult to hear people. And so
Yeah.
today, Michael's girlfriend so we do like this weekly shout outs. I think we talked about this before. Michael's
Yes,
girlfriend
we
gave a
did.
shout out to Michelle, and she said, Michelle, shout out for like being like a really great friend and stuff, right? And Michael thought she was talking to him, and so he walked over to grab the post-it shout out, and she's like, no, it's for Michelle. And the whole class was laughing so hard because they're like dating, and it was for Michelle and not Michael. And yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
We love that. Well, I think that's a great way to end off.
Carl just wants to end so we can play Bed Wars.
No, literally. But I hope you guys enjoy watching or listening
All right.
and watching actually because we have our,
YouTube.
our thingy-majig. But I hope you guys enjoy. Bye. Cue the outro.
Do.
Bye.
That's our episode.
Bye.